Hi, this is going to be an energy read and a tarot card reading on the energy of Esteban Mercado Ringel. So, a friend of mine sent me the video to this story when it first happened at the beginning of October, and I've been following it to see where it would go. So, let's talk about it. So, Esteban Mercado Ringel was 21 years old, born August 16th, 2000, and he was murdered September 25th, 2021. As I said, this is a murder kidnapping. His younger sister, Alejandra Mercado, was with him at the time, and the murderers shot her brother and kidnapped her. This happened, as I said, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, out on the West Mesa, which is located off of Route 66. There has been one suspect arrested, and one suspect is still on the run. If you have any information, please contact the Bernalillo County Sheriff Department at 505-798-7000. There has been a GoFundMe that has been set up by the family for the funeral expenses and also for his daughters. He leaves behind two young girls. Their goal for the GoFundMe was $10,000. Last time I checked, they were a little over $8,000. So I will put a link to the GoFundMe. Please donate for this family if you can. So, as I said, a friend of mine sent me the video. I've been watching, seeing what would happen, and long story short, 21-year-old Esteban Mercado was killed on the West Mesa near Route 66 casino last weekend. He was shot. His sister was kidnapped. His sister was a teenager, as I had said, and so it was the evening of September 25th, and they were out on the mesa. They were shooting guns. Now, she says she had never seen the two men before, and they were just approached them and trying to sell them a gun. But then the guys left, and then Esteban and Alejandra had car trouble, and then the guys came back and helped fix the car. And then Alejandra says, quote, "One of them just pulled out a gun and shot my brother 4 times in his chest." The two men then left his body there, taking her with them, one in the car they came in, the other in her brother's car. She says, "I noticed there was a good amount of traffic as we were pulling up to a turn, so that's when I just slowly took off my seatbelt and I unlocked my door and I just quickly jumped out." She flagged down help, but it was too late. She took Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department's deputies to his body, but he was already dead. She then says, "I feel like the only reason I was able to get away was because of him. He was already my angel." That was October 1st that report came out on the local news. An update came out October 20th, 2021 on the local news. And they said Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office arrested 22-year-old Eric Garcia. He tried to sell a gun to Esteban, said they used drugs together and exchanged phone numbers. Then Esteban's car broke down. Garcia and the second suspect came back. And then that's when they murdered Esteban. Cops used the cell phone numbers to track the two suspects through Facebook Messenger. Now, the evidence in the messages were there that they were planning to rob someone by using the decoy of a gun cell. Garcia confessed, but denied that it was planned. Now, the cops are still searching for the second suspect. So this is the background on the case. This is what we're talking about today. The reason why I wanted to bring it to light is because this is everything that we talk about on this channel, and kind of all wrapped into one. So, when I connected with Esteban's energy, he was 21 years old, and he leaves behind 2 young daughters. His sister Alejandra was also a victim and a witness to this crime. So when I connected with his energy, I immediately saw red and anger and just mad, just anger, just confusion, fear, panic, chaos. And he's telling me and he's showing me that these people were like rabid dogs. They were just animals. And they just turned. Immediately, they just turned on him. And it totally caught him off guard. And they shot him 4 times. And he says, it was so unexpected. And his main concern was still his sister Alejandra. And he was so panicked about her and her well being. And there was like nothing he could do. They immediately shot him. But he does all he can do immediately, even on the other side. And he didn't cross over immediately because the situation like happened so fast. The energy that I feel is just complete shock, complete adrenaline, sadness, confusion. It's literally like, what the fuck just happened? It was a complete ambush. These 2 murderers, as I said, the one suspect they have in custody is 22 years old. Esteban himself was only 21. We're talking younger people. They haven't even lived a lot of life. And the 2 murderers, the 2 kids that did this, they were just straight evil, straight possession, straight drug induced, comatose, out of your body violence. Rabid dogs, just like he showed me, just freaking animals. And they should never be let out of jail. It's sad to say, but some people, high or not, drugs or not, they just can't feel remorse. And that's all there is to it. And these people need to never be back in society again. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, unfortunately, one of the murders has been caught and one has not. That's a problem. But I do believe that the cops will solve this case. It's going a little bit faster than normal, luckily. But there's still so much involved in this case, and I just really had to speak on it. So the anger and the confusion immediately comes through. The action is taken by Esteban. He's a very action-oriented person. Just that fire energy, even on the other side, And his main concern was to protect his sister. He was just total victim and caught off guard, and his only concern was still for his sister. And I just want to say that, immediately he realized what was going on, and that's all he could do was do everything he could to help save her. And I think, just like she said, he was immediately my angel. Yes, he was. And, I want to say that I don't care that they were out on the mesa shooting guns. Everyone in Albuquerque, New Mexico does that. New Mexico has some of the most lax gun laws in the country. There is a New Mexico, and it's a state located between Arizona and Texas. And it's real Wild West country. This is a place where it's different from other states. As far as the news report, they did report that they did drugs together and exchanged numbers for a private gun sale. Well, as I said, this is New Mexico, so it's pretty much legal in a state like New Mexico. It's just is what it is. Private gun sales are allowed there. Marijuana is decriminalized there. Now, any other drugs are not decriminalized there, but I just want to point out we're talking about 21 and 22-year-old kids. So, almost all of them are out there experimenting with drugs, so whatever. I don't even know why that was put in there, but that's how I feel about that, okay? So, but these people, they were straight ambushed. They weren't anything but animals. It was complete demon possession, and luckily, Alejandra got away. And I will say, good on you, girl. Yes, always fight, and always fight for your life. God forbid you're ever in this situation. Always try to escape. Never submit. Just keep fighting and running, because your life depends on it. I mean, what the heck would they have done to her? Oh my God, I can't even imagine, because they've already shot her brother 4 times in the chest in front of her and kidnapped her and stole the car. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean? These people could have done anything to her. And, she was so brave to jump out and escape and flag down and get help and everything. God, this girl is amazing. And, I'm just so happy that she got away. And so is he. And Esteban says he wants Alejandra to go to school until he says, go live your dreams. Don't be like me. Go live your dreams. And he says, she's so smart. And he's telling me she's talented and she's beautiful and how much he just loves his sister. And he just loves his daughters and his family and his roots. And, here comes that red energy comes through. And after all the anger and the confusion and the shock and the adrenaline, that red energy is all about family and his roots down to that root chakra. And he shows me a woman and she's crying and she's praying. And this is like nonstop. And she prays for him and the prayers do calm him and they calm her. But the sadness, the sorrow, it needs to be released so his energy isn't pulled back here and trapped in that sorrow, and she is not trapped in that sorrow. Together they pray, and, the sorrow needs to go though. He holds her hands as she cries and prays for him. And like I said, it's like nonstop. And he's there with her, whoever this woman is. Feels like a mom or something. But these people are going to go to prison. But I don't think Esteban and his family need to be imprisoned with the situation and the energy. He was 21 years old. He leaves behind 2 girls. And there's so much close root family energy, along with this emotional trauma. I feel that money trauma, those burdens and the worry. This is an unexpected situation. Nobody expects for their 21-year-old brother, son, daughter's father to suddenly die this way. He's 21. And, there's expenses for his girls. Esteban was a very loving father who was active in his kid's life. And I don't know the situation with the mother, but maybe now she's a single mother who is another one who lost their daughter's father through gun violence. Poor girl, And the family and everything they have to go through. But Esteban says to his daughters, just know I'm with you every step of the way. And, I see him on the other side and he's crossing over and he shows me that he's there with a woman who just loved to cook. I mean, she literally loves to cook. And I don't know if she's a grandmother or an aunt or something like that, but she literally comes forth towards me with like a dish in her hands. Like she brought a casserole. This woman loves to cook. And he's safe and, he's okay. And Esteban says, he's always with you. His family, is everything to this man. And I do believe justice will be served. Now, I realize it's the holidays and it's the first holiday season without Esteban, and he was really young, and I'm sure that it's hard on his daughters. I literally feel the emotional pain of this family. It's heavy. And I personally am so very concerned for the teenage sister Alejandra, who was not only a witness to her brother's murder, but was then kidnapped and escaped. And she's living with this trauma. And I hope she gets the counseling and the help that she needs to deal with the situation and overcome and still live her life and live her dreams. I believe she can. You know, the family's GoFundMe goal, like I said, it was 10,000. Last I checked, they were a little over 8,000. So if you can, please help. Please donate to Esteban and his family. You know, anything you do would help. It's the season of giving, so give to someone who you know needs it. Now, Esteban says, you know, his family is always thinking of him and praying for him and remembering him. And this is so sudden, I know, and it's so early on, but this holiday season, I hope Esteban's family really remembers the good times and the joy and the love and the pleasure and the entertainment and excitement and the go-getter and the people person that he really seemed to be. Just that total loving family, you know, heart. It's all from the heart. And the energy turns into that green color. And you know, it's all about that heart chakra. And this heart chakra might be blocked as you go through pain, and there may be some depression and jealousy and deceit and difficulty in the relationships and a lack of will to understand or move forward. But know that your heart can heal. He wants you to heal your heart. He's there in your heart. There's peace, there's compassion around you, there's love, there's self-love, there's strong relationships in your family. Celebrate the good times. Remember who he was and the joy and pleasure and everything that he brought. And Esteban says to his family, he is always there and he is always watching from the stars. And when you're looking at the stars, know that he's looking back. And I thought that was a really beautiful message on how to, you know, let you know that he's always there. Something about the stars. This man really loved the stars. He liked to be out in the stars. He liked to see the stars. So when you're looking at the stars, know that he's looking back. And when I got your Bible verse here, I want to say that now. We are in Luke 2:39-29. And it says, Lord, now you are letting your servant depart in peace, according to your word. He's at peace, and he is there with you, and he wants you to be at peace too. And so let's all out there also pray for Esteban and Alejandra and his daughters and his family, and that they find peace through this holiday season and onward, right? So I just wanted to bring light to this story because that's what we do. I talk about these cases, and now I'm going to put some cards on the energy and we will see what the cards have to say. I think it's important that we talk about these things and bring it to attention and help each other out and donate if you can, and know that Esteban Mercado Rangel was 21 years old and a victim of gun violence and greed and drugs and all these things. And his sister was kidnapped, and thank God she escaped. And why isn't this world news? Why is this only local news? There's been 2 stories on one of the local news channels. It's only 2 minutes long, each story. Yeah, well, I'm here to talk about it. And there goes the tower, because, yep, here comes me talking all kinds of about it and bringing it to light. And it is. It's absolutely shocking that this has happened. You know what else is shocking? The fact that one suspect is still on the run. That's a problem. I will continue to say that is a freaking problem. My goodness. And the cops did their job, but geez, these kids were so sloppy. And let me say this, like, you kind of did your job because there's still another suspect on the run. But I really do feel that the family is going to find their peace. They're going to find their healing. They're going to get their justice. This is going to be, it just happened, you know? And we're so quick in our society right now. And I was feeling that earlier today with some things that I saw on the news. Within a matter of days, they're already like holding vigils and, oh, how's the community going to get over this? And what about next year? Jesus, this just happened. And for this family, this just happened. The end of September just happened, you know? So luckily, they got one guy. Can we get the other one? Jeez. Anyway, let's see what else the cards have to say about the energy surrounding Esteban, Mercado, Rangel, and his family. And I want to see when they're going to get their justice, their healing, their peace. Love is always there. So we have in the past the Strength card. Leo energy coming through very, very strong. As I said, the minute this stuff happened, he immediately took on so much strength. In the present, we have the Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold. Well, we still got one suspect on the run. Sadness, things like that. These people are very sad, depressed, feeling left out. But here come those messages with the Page of Wands, more fire energy. As we said, Alejandra was a fire sign. So we got more fire energy coming through. Good. Messages coming through. On the bottom, I have the Six of Swords. This is all about moving forward, traveling forward, going into calmer waters. And as I said, you know, he wants his family to find that peace and to find that healing and to remember those good times and to move into those calmer waters. I see this card a lot when people cross over. There's a sense of defeat here, but we have progression with the 5 and the 6. You know, it was a long, hard battle, and the answers are coming. It's just taking a while. Let's verify. In the past, here with the Strength. Here's friendship. There's strength, there's nostalgia, there's friendship, there's those bonds. 3 of Cups, 3 people, celebrations, reunions, people together. We have that family bond so heavy here. And I want to point out something about this 3 of Cups. That 3 of Cups, that triangle. And what do I talk about all the time? How our souls are literally on a triangle. That triangle of life, death, transformation, rebirth, and we just go through it, you know. And people are feeling left out in the cold. And like I said, we still got one suspect on the run here. This case is not done, which is exactly why I'm asking, why is it not being talked about? But we'll save my rant for later. Wheel of Fortune. This is Fortune's wheel. This is a wheel turning in good luck. Maybe these people may have left out in the cold, but the wheel is turning. Fortune, good luck. This was all fated. This was shocking. Here comes that tower. This whole story is shocking. There are things that we cannot see with the moon, secrets that will be revealed. We just went through that eclipse energy. Let's get another one for the present with the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that beautiful justice. So there's some poverty left out in the cold, money problems, things like that. As we were talking about with the GoFundMe too, this represents that worry, that concern emotionally, and it also represents that poverty and that issues with money and things like that. But here we see that the Wheel of Fortune is going to turn and fortune is coming in, and here comes the justice. As I said, I really felt like justice was going to prevail in this case. They will get their justice. Here is the Magician. Manifestation. Manifesting what you need. Alchemy. Aries energy. Good. Absolutely. Slow growth and planning. It's just going to take a while. Here come those messages with the Page of Wands. The messages are coming out in the future with the Page of Wands. And there's some defensiveness here. You know, there may be people that, You got to defend yourself again with the Tower. Wow. Yeah, there's some defensive energy here. Well, we're still looking for one guy. I'm not going to stop saying that. And decisions. See, so the messages are coming in, the decisions are there. Here comes that lawyer energy, that King of Swords, by the book, private investigator, cop energy right there. Law of attraction with the lovers. Yeah, Gemini. And the sun. Beautiful. Love will always win and truth will always shine. That is what is represented with the sun. This will work out. And there is peace and there is happiness. And here's the other thing that's represented by the sun, Leo. And Esteban was a Leo. And he was all about that happiness. And the sun represents those children. Good times. Love will always win. Truth will always shine. Might have some messages that come in. There might be some defense. It might take a while. There's decisions to be made. But you know what? The sun comes through. Bottom of the deck, we have the Independent card here with the Nine of Pentacles. This tells me you have almost 10. You get what you need. The stars on these cards just keep coming out to me. Oh my goodness. And Seven of Pentacles. There's slow growth and planning. It's going to take a while, but we will get there. And I just want to also make the point that for like days, stars have been coming out. I just got my nails done day before yesterday. I put stars on my nails. I was so attracted to this deck to do this reading. There are stars on the back of these cards. Stars represent wish fulfillment, hope, healing. And as Esteban said, I'm always watching. And when you look at the stars, know that I'm looking back. And I just really feel that healing energy is going to come through. It's going to take a while. Let's try to get them there, guys, if we can. Let's help this family and donate if you can. Now, I really felt the need to talk about this and to bring it forth because it meant so much that these people get to their goal. It's barely $10,000 that they're asking for. And in this world where people are trillionaires that pay no taxes, I don't want to hear that we can't get to $10,000. And, another problem is the media coverage on this stuff. And this is everything we talk about on my channel. And I've been clear that I'm a psychic and I'm a humanitarian. And I've been clear that I feel that we have a lot of problems in this country and we can't solve these problems because we don't admit that we have a problem. Now, I don't care if you believe in my abilities or not. We have a problem in this country and in this world with missing and exploited people. And nobody covers these cases. And again, I will say when I do these readings and when I talk about this stuff, my advice is to get a private investigator from day one. And if you can, get a lawyer too. The news stations are biased and they're liars. And these journalists are paid actors. The cops did their job in this case. Kinda. Because as I keep saying, one murderer is still out there as of now. And these kids were, the ones that shot and killed him were 21, 22, something like that. And they were high and they were freaking demon possessed and sloppy. And the evidence was right there. And this was right out there on Route 66, out on the Mesa in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. I mentioned about those old highways and stuff in the Daniel Robinson case. I was saying this is the kind of stuff. This happened in the evening. I mean, come on. Now, because Esteban's sister Alejandra escaped, thank God, they were able to move a little bit faster with the information in the case and the things that were coming along, and how long and how worse and how long would this case have gone unsolved, had she not escaped. I mean, we know. And we see the stories all the time. And God only knows what they would have done to her if she wouldn't have been so brave and got out of there and fought for her life. You know, I'm not God and I'm not always right and I don't have all the answers and I can't fix all the problems in the world. And, you know, for the racism and who gets what attention and all these stupid debates. Listen, to those of you that were on my channel with all your judgment talking about me and what I'm doing, what are you doing? And before Joy Reid brought it to your attention, did you even care? Did you ever even think about any of the missing people in your community? Do you ever look at the missing persons posters at the Walmart on your way out? Do you look at the missing people on the sales papers that they send you? Judge yourself before you judge me and before you judge other people and what they were doing and this and that, whatever. And for those people that are like, oh, you're foul language and this and that, you're too emotional. Listen, you can leave. It's that easy. I never claimed to be an angel. And I have no wings on my back. I'm here, a human just like you, having an experience. But let me tell you something. If Joy Reid really cared about these people, they would bring these cases to attention. Joy Reid did one story. She did one story about the lack of media coverage on Black and brown and indigenous people after the Gabby case. One story. And that was after Daniel Robinson's family petitioned her to run the story. Joy Reid did one story and got everyone riled up about race. And, you know, it's a real problem. I'm not here to debate that. I said that before. Systemic racism does exist. There's a problem with it. I agree. But what did Joy Reid do about it? She did nothing. She did nothing about it. One story with her huge platform. She didn't say that there's an unjust for these Black, brown, indigenous people and minorities that go missing. She didn't say that and then say, well, I'm going to do something about it. And on my program, we're bringing it to your attention. And we're going to highlight a different case every night. I'm going to take 2 minutes out of my program to highlight these cases. Did she do that? No, she didn't do that. Hell, she ain't even updated Daniel Robinson's case. And she probably never will. So don't tell me that Joy Reid cares, or that my abilities don't exist, or that you got a problem with the way that I do things, or whatever. Because I can't solve all the world's problems, but I'm trying to help. And I'm trying to bring messages of hope and love and healing. And I'm so grateful for everyone who watches this channel and likes and subscribes and shares these stories and videos. It really means the world to me. I just want to say thank you again for watching and listening. And if you can, donate and help Esteban Mercado Rangel's daughters. Go to his GoFundMe page, and it's going to cover, you know, funds for the daughter and funeral costs. And hopefully we can help out. So at least get them to their $10,000 goal. And, you know, let's just hope and pray that the other person who is on the run, the other murderer, gets found soon, which I believe they will. So we got justice here. You know, it's just going to take a little while. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of craziness and deceit and evilness, but love will always win. Truth will always shine. This is coming to an end. I see we're going to cut through the obstacles here. So thanks again, everyone, so much for watching. And we will talk again soon. Bye.